Hi guys, welcome to our very first podcast. We're joined by ASMR Aden and Noots MissWhisperingMe. That's right, isn't it?
We just lost internet connection.
And my mate Dan, who watches ASMR. He doesn't make videos, but he watches them. And so yeah, so we're just gonna do a little podcast today. It's our first one for the channel. It's just a little test to see if people enjoy it. We're gonna be talking about all different subjects, what's been going on in the last week, and what's going on in ASMR. It's just stuff like that, general things. So basically, we're gonna kick off with the big controversial thing that's happening on Facebook right now: the Facebook hacking, name changing, all that kind of thing. So yeah, and we'll just wait for Newts to get her internet back. Edit out.
Yeah,
this
well,
bit, Matt.
well, no, I mean, like, so obviously, I'm sure everyone's aware that there's been quite a lot of ASMR artists targeted on Facebook recently. And in general, I know a lot of people have had their identities compromised as of late, and people have been finding out real names and everything. And recently, a lot of ASMR artists have been getting flack from, well, we don't know who it is, but they've been being reported on Facebook, and Facebook has a strict policy when you're not allowed to use your last name. So obviously, as like 5,000 people with like ASMR in their name, it's like it's a bit suspicious. So they're all being
I'm back.
blocked. Oh, it's Noots.
I
That's basically what's going on. Also, people are being targeted for hacking. Do you want to explain that, Noots, as you are a victim?
Okay. Basically, people's accounts are being reported. I guess that started this morning. I think Molly, Whisper Ginger, her account got reported for using a fake name. And I think it happened to DeLuca, didn't it?
It happened to DeLuca first, and then it happened to Heather.
Yeah, and then Molly this morning. And then it progressed from flagging like accounts to hacking accounts and putting statuses, which I don't know if Matt wants me to read or not.
You can do. I don't mind.
I'm just like language.
I mean, I think it's just good
nice
to just let people know. I mean, if any of you guys follow us on Facebook or friends of us on Facebook or whatnot, you might notice a few random statuses with swear words and not nice stuff. It's basically just been going crazy at the moment, isn't it? Everyone seems to be getting hacked and
yeah, it's just a lot of trash in the community. They seem to be hacking and posting statuses like about bad stuff about the community and stuff like that.
I mean, it kind of seems like it's someone within the community doing this because they just seem to know too much and like
yeah.
I don't know how they're getting people's passwords. I don't know if they're using some kind of software to hack them, but I guess you just have to be careful. If anyone's worried about their Facebook, change your password. Just be really careful.
You can add that, I don't know what it's called. It's like an account lock or something, which I have on mine, where like if somebody from an odd place or an odd, like, I don't even know what it's called.
It's like regional blocking. I had that on my Gmail when someone signed up for a World of Warcraft account using my Gmail account, and they tried to log in to it. Like, I obviously I got the email saying someone signed up, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird, and I ignored it. And then a couple of days later, the same name tried to sign in.
Yeah.
And they said it was like located in Brazil, so they blocked it.
Oh gosh.
So it's just that kind of thing. Like, yeah, I think if it's suddenly a different country, then they're really suspicious of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you go on the actual Facebook app, if you go into your settings, there should be a thing that all the connected devices to your account, so it should tell you there. I'm not sure if it shows the IP address as well, but it does show a location. But obviously, the location is not going to be 100% accurate because it only shows the location of the server that you're connected to, so it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's a good thing too. So if you are worried that you may have been hacked, then it might be good to check your settings. And I'm sure it does say somewhere in there the devices that have been connected to your account. So you might just want to check that out. And obviously, when you sign into Facebook with a new device, it normally gives you a chance to type a name for that device that you're using. So it just allows you to keep in control.
Just seeing it. If you want to add it onto your Facebook, this is from laptop. So on my laptop now. Just go on settings and security, and it's like the top setting. It's called login notifications, which
you can also
login
do
approvals as well.
Yeah, approvals, which lets you, if you have you put your phone number into Facebook, then they can send you a number when you log in from an unknown location, and only you can access it from your phone.
That's good. So there's a lot of things that you can do to prevent it then. So it's just be good to stay safe.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, you've got the Facebook name change, and everyone seems to be changing their name to their real names or
Yeah,
fake
Facebook's
names
got a
or
really
whatnot.
strict policy on that.
I mean, me
I'm gonna
personally,
have to change mine.
you know, my Facebook's Matt Nightly Whispers, and the reason why I have it is that's because people know me as Nightly Whispers, and it's just easier for people to connect to me and to find me. Then it's just a practical name.
Yeah. Another thing is
You
if
can set your
people are
alternate
changing
name
names-
as that, I think. If you set your alternate name as Nightly Whispers and have your URL as Nightly Whispers, people will still be able to find you.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a nickname, can't you? But I suppose the problem with that is obviously if I type a status out, you're only going to see my actual name that I've got selected. You're not going to see my nickname next to it.
Yeah. Then
That's
it
the
gets
problem.
confusing, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Because you forget.
I mean, everyone's changed their name so far. It's hard to keep up who's who already.
Middle name, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a difficult
I've just
one,
gone
isn't
for
it? Because,
good old Noots.
I mean, of course, you know, you don't really want to use your real name because there are some crazy people out there who will try and,
Yeah.
you know, find everything about
that's
you.
the
and-
whole point of like a YouTube persona,
Exactly.
really, isn't it? It's not your real name because of scary internet psychos.
Exactly.
Name.
It's just safe. It's just better to be safe, isn't it? So,
Better safe than sorry.
yeah.
It's the weekly motto.
Yeah. But it seems to be taking Facebook by storm at the moment, doesn't it?
Mm.
But, I think everybody has different views on it. There's some people saying, you know, why don't you just change your name? You know, just stop being silly. But at the end of the day, you know, we're just trying to protect ourselves from, you know, obviously we get a lot of people message us sometimes, and sometimes they're very strange, to say the very least. And
Yeah, people can be very aggressive, and it's much nicer to not
Yeah, I
have your
mean-
real name out there, because if you have someone's name, you can access everything about them really easily.
Yeah.
If you're determined enough, with enough money and determination, you can achieve anything. So if someone's really determined to find out who you are, and
Yeah, they can do it.
giving them your name makes it that much easier for them, which isn't good because some people can be a bit obsessive. Like I like to make friends in the community, but if someone was out there and they were like convinced that we were friends and we'd never spoken before just from my videos, I wouldn't want them finding me.
Yeah. Especially when you get creepy messages like marriage proposals and
yeah.
send me a
Yeah.
picture of your feet. It's like, what?
You do a video with your feet as the focus. I was like, I think this is a fetish
Sure.
request.
There's like, you know, people say, you know, why don't you just make a Facebook page? But then that doesn't have the same connectivity to speak to everybody, does it? I mean, it's like a
You
one-way
can't. No,
thing.
you can't
Yeah.
message people. It's just like
You have
making
less control. I mean,
statuses.
I don't know
It
if you
sucks.
can control who likes your page or not. So it's like, you know, at least if you have a proper account, you can accept people, you know, to be friendships.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little bit easier to interact with people. And of course, if you've got a like page, you're not going to see, unless you like everybody else's page, you're not going to see everybody else's feed. You're not going to know what's going on, are you? So it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
It just wouldn't work as well. So it just seems the way it is right now is absolutely perfectly fine. And I just don't think it needs to be changed. So it begs the reason, you know, are people having to change their names because they're being reported?
It's hard to sell information about fake people. That's why Facebook's doing it.
I mean, I understand why they're trying to do it. Of course, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of celebrities getting impersonated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not causing any trouble. It's not causing any harm. So, you know, why mess with it? So,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think another thing that, if I'm alright to just sort of digress topic a little bit, is a lot of drama in the community. And one thing that I see all the time is people, be it like ASMR creators or even just listeners, is always like, and occasionally trolls, like, oh, the ASMR community is meant to be a calming, peaceful place, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
And
you see that a lot.
I think people forget that we are real people. Like, we're going to clash with other people, especially because the community is growing.
Yep.
It's so big now. Like, everybody's going to fall out at some point, and it grinds on me a little bit because we're not like, we don't poop rainbows. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, when people get all annoyed that you're human and you have an opinion on something, and it's like, well, I'm not just like I am a person behind this thing. They don't understand that you do have other
Life.
stuff to do. And yeah, you are a human being. You're not a celebrity. Most people in the ASMR community are human beings, and quite a lot of them have
Most.
issues. Most people are human beings.
Some of them are
are just
robots,
dicks.
watch
No,
out.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But most of them have their own issues as well. Like that's why they got into ASMR. Like, think
Yeah.
about it, people who take time out of their day to watch and participate in relaxation videos obviously have some need to relax in their life. Therefore,
Yeah.
cut them some slack.
I mean, I'm interested, like, Dan, you don't make ASMR videos yourself, but obviously you listen to it and stuff like that, and it helps you out. Like, what is it about ASMR for you that you enjoy about it?
Well, it's relaxing in a way, isn't it? It is. It's relaxing, and
Well, that's what it's...
I just can't put my finger on how to describe it, really.
I suppose that's what ASMR is about, isn't it? It's like you can't find exactly what it's about, and I think that's why some people struggle to understand what ASMR is, because...
I find it really interesting as well.
I mean, sometimes, like, if I'm watching a video and I'm not necessarily getting tingles from it, there's something about that video that makes you keep watching it. And I think that's the kind of thing that some people don't understand, they don't get it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you can't really put your finger on, but it's amazing when you're watching it.
I listen to ASMR. Like, the reason I do it is because I've just finished my A-levels, hopefully, and like stress and stuff from school and worrying, and I listen to it at night, like, and it just helped me go to sleep. That's the reason I watched it. Like, thankfully, I don't have any bigger problems than that for me to go to ASMR, but. As well, I enjoy it because it's got very like cinematic now. Do you not think? Like,
yeah, definitely. I do enjoy. Like, I think when it comes to ASMR, sometimes there are specific videos that are really good for ASMR. There are specific videos that are really good for sleep. But sometimes just being immersed is enough for it to just improve the experience. It is legitimately an entertaining thing, and I really enjoy seeing people like Matt, especially, pushing the envelope on these kinds of like new wave ASMR videos. I'm not saying that everyone should do this and that this is the only way of doing it, because there are some great old school videos, and I like making and watching old school videos as well. But it's also fun, and it's also nice for some variety. It's really great.
I mean,
I really like
there's
them.
such a huge catalogue now of different ASMR videos out there, and it's nice to see something fresh coming out sometimes, and original. But I mean, you know, people still love that original ASMR experience, you know, the cranial nerve examinations, all those
originals for me give me like actual ASMR, whereas the ones made for entertainment don't necessarily. Like ASMR Requests, she did the space adventure ones. Like I can't remember the name for them for the life of me, but like they were really, really good, and I enjoyed watching them for all the effects and stuff, but I didn't get ASMR, from them.
See, I did.
I think I was just concentrating too hard on what was going on because I was enjoying myself. I just forgot to sort of let go. And
I think that's what sometimes ASMR is about as well.
For me, ASMR, I have to connect really strongly. Sometimes I have to focus on the context of the video, and I have to really pay attention, and that's what gives me tingles. I know some people just sit there and they can just let it happen, but I sometimes have to focus, like, on
everybody
departure.
experiences it different ways, don't they? Some people just put the video on, close their eyes, and just listen.
Some
people like to see the visual side of it.
Visuals is a big part for me. See, on departure, I used to get tingles from watching films. Like, that's where I first got my tingles from, because I don't get ASMR in real life. When Departure came out, it was like really cool. Like, there was a lot of visual elements to it, and it was just really, for me, that was really amazing.
It was really unique, wasn't it? It was an original idea.
And it was not only was it unique, it was so well done as well. Like, it wasn't half-assed. You could tell she put a lot of time into it.
It had never been done before, really, had it? Like, it was like.
I can't
super
find
amazing.
it now.
I think it's still on there.
There it is. There it is. Sorry, my brain kind of blocked it. I found it. I think, like, I know a lot of people have been getting. I know some people who are more traditional ASMRtists, I guess, in that sense, and they get kind of. I know some people really dislike this new wave of ASMR videos. I know there are some people who are saying, "Oh, it's not even ASMR," but for me, obviously, I get ASMR from it, so I disagree with that. And ASMR is subjective. I think it's subjective to a point.
That's the thing about ASMR. There's no right or wrong video to make.
But I think there are certain videos. There are certain videos that I think people just label as ASMR just to get views. But when it comes to someone creating a role play that has a lot of cinematic elements to it, but like for example, creating a roleplay with cinematic elements, that is creating an ASMR video. It's not just like creating one video and calling it ASMR to get views. It is someone creating that for ASMR.
I mean,
Because as I said, like I can watch a film and get ASMR from that. Like I think my best example is, has anyone seen the original Total Recall?
oh yeah.
You know the bit where she brings up that screen and she's like, right, she's like asking him the specifics. And it's like, I think it's like, she's like saying, okay, what's, like, how do you like a woman? Like, and he says like different things and she like changes it for him.
Yeah.
That really gave me ASMR, like that
For me,
sequence.
my film ASMR was one of the Harry Potter films.
The Wand?
Yeah, what was it? I think it was no, it was one of the later ones, one of the Deathly Hallows ones, I think, where Severus and Malfoy's mum are making that pact, and you've got Helena Bonham Carter.
I've not seen the second film of those.
And she's like whispering, like, "Do you, Severus, blah 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 blah," but she's saying it really softly, and I get major tingles from that.
I mean, we've got one of the biggest Harry Potter fans here, Dan. We were just talking about it earlier, actually, about Harry Potter, wasn't we?
I can't think what the film is called now.
Yep. Actually, when we're talking about,
was it Half-Blood Prince?
That's it. I think, yeah, Half-Blood Prince.
But funny thing, I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire last night, because obviously Robin Williams passed away, God rest his soul. And I was actually watching it last night, and the bit when he calls up on the phone and he does the voice for the first time, like the first time he does the Mrs. Doubtfire voice, he speaks really softly, and I was just like, oh my god, ASMR. Like, if that scene had been longer, it would have been so awesome. But it was just, there's something so great about that voice.
One of the best scenes for me of that was when he was doing that little puppet show. And like when he thought he was on his own, and then he was being watched, and that. It was just, it kind of looked so sort of like from the top of his head kind of thing. It looks so. Yeah,
you can tell there's a lot of improvisation with that film.
Yeah,
definitely.
My bit had to be where he was with the interview with the old lady.
Yeah, when he's done all the different voices, that's the one. Yeah.
I can do green impression behind
that. Do you like to think you're funny? I used to.
My favourite bit is it was a run by fruiting.
Oh yeah, that's my favourite bit as well, Pacey. That is my literal favourite bit.
But like, launches this lime at his head. I can't.
I mean, I was just absolutely devastated when I heard. I mean, I was actually playing a game with Dan at the time. I was listening to the radio on the game, and it came on the radio. I was just like, "What? What the hell is?"
Yeah, I was on a plane back from Portugal on the Tuesday, and we were talking about Mrs. Doubtfire in the plane. And I got off the plane and obviously turned on my phone and the internet. And we saw that he died, and I was like, "No!" Like a meltdown in the middle of the airport.
I was gonna watch Mrs. Doubtfire a couple of days ago, and then I was like, "Nah, I won't watch it." And then I was like, "Oh."
You think of celebrities, and you think they're like immortal, and then you know when they die, it's like, what the hell?
It's just like, you know, I'm 23, and it's like when I was growing up, I was watching films like Flubber, you know, Bicentennial Man and Hook. Jumanji, all those films.
Oh my god!
And it's
Hook
like,
is the best.
You know, when he died, it was almost like that little bit of my childhood had died with him. You know, because that was the films I was watching. So you know, I was really absolutely devastated. But the films that he was in are just absolutely incredible. Every single one of them.
Yeah, he's left behind a great legacy.
Part of everybody's life, really, wasn't he? Because
he was.
You know, even kids who were born 3-4 years ago, I know that they watched Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, I was born when Mrs. Doubtfire and all that stuff was being filmed and stuff, and you know, when I got to the age where I could understand everything, I absolutely friggin' loved it.
He just has such a general sense of humour, doesn't he? That everybody understands his sense of humour, and that's what everybody loves about him.
A good film.
He's an icon to people, you know, like me. I'm a sort of person, and you lot know this. That I'm the sort of person who likes to make people laugh. I like to have a joke. I'm a bit of a dirty git, and he was the sort of person, you know, by the voices. I consider myself good at, you know, not voice acting, but I can do a few voices, as you all know, Matt. And watching him and listening to him do it, it was brilliant and
inspirational, isn't
it? You know, when me and Matt found out when me and you found out that he went, that was it. I was shaking. Matt said he was shaking, and it was like.
Yeah.
To me, it was like you lost a distant family member who you knew of, but you didn't really
he wasn't
Yeah.
just like well, he was obviously comical in everything he did. He was just fab. But like Good Morning Vietnam,
Yes.
if you've seen that film, he's like, his character is so, he can just go to so many depths with his characters. Like I can't even explain. I love him.
I mean, there was a video that was posted up. I think it was posted up on Facebook a couple of days ago, or yesterday, or whatever it was, of him improvising in Good Will Hunting about. I think it was about his wife farting or something like that, and it was all it was all improv, and
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was acting with. But they caught off guard. Even the cameraman was all caught off guard. But they kept rolling, and they actually included it in the film. And it was just such to know it was improv, and he was making it from the top of his head. It just shows how much of a genius he was.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Was
I mean,
what a loss.
even his voice acting was incredible. You know, in the film Robots, he did, and of course the genie in Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh. And then obviously he's got 4 new films coming out, including Night at the Museum, which obviously are popular films. So it's just going to be so weird to see him in a film.
Yeah, it'd be very odd.
Knowing that he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
But I can assure you it'll probably go to #1 in the box office.
Yeah, probably. Gosh.
He's everyone's. He's sort of the person you want as an uncle, isn't he? I mean, to me, he's the person I wanted as an uncle, because uncles, you know, in a way,
like,
you know, they're supposed to be joking and stuff like that.
He has such a warm smile, and it's when you see a picture of him, it's just hard to believe that he could have feel that depressed and that sad to the point where he, you know, it's only speculation, but to eventually commit suicide. But it just goes to show that even the happiest, funniest people can also be the saddest. And it's sad to know that. But I think that's a lot of people. It's hard to understand depression because there are so many different angles of depression that it can be. Some people can sort of perceive it as he was being selfish and stuff like that, which kind of makes me really angry because it means. I don't think they're being naive, but I don't think they just understand it properly.
It's ignorance, really. It's not naivety.
Yeah.
Like
it just needs to be educated a little bit. I mean, it's hard to educate someone about it unless you've actually been through depression or feel it. This is the only real way you can really express and get an understanding of it. It's just like with anything, really.
Yeah, I mean, with such a big star, sort of, you know, supposedly according to rumours committing suicide, it acts on and sort of lifts this, you know, the stigma of you know, depression as a mental illness, like you said earlier on, that it's actually defined as one now. But there's been a lot of like horrible talk about it, which isn't helping the taboo. Like, for instance, I've got here in front of me the Daily Mirror. The headline of it obviously was Robin Williams, and it was like, tortured, star Robin hangs himself when money worries push him to despair, and like 2 failed marriages costs him.
It's degrading. It is absolutely degrading to his family. It really is.
Yeah, they've asked to be like sort of left alone in this time, which I understand. And then I saw at the top of a website, it was actually, you clicked on a link to get a live feed from helicopters over their house.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Why?
Just have some respect for the family. Like, seriously, like I wouldn't like to be going through grieving for a family member and then having all that kind of stuff happen. I mean, it's just so like he's dead now, so just stop prying into it. Like, there's no scandal to uncover. If there is scandal, so what? It kind of ends. It dies with you. Like, it becomes irrelevant, doesn't it? So it's just kind of.
I mean,
people need to sort out their priorities.
Speculations, of course, he killed himself, you know, by asphyxiation.
Yeah.
And it's like, now obviously I've never felt so down that I've felt suicide or anything like that. So it's hard for me to try and understand, you know, how he felt. But I'm sure there's a difference in trying to take your life by taking loads of pills than there is by actually kicking that stool from underneath your feet. So
you've got to be in a dark place to do that. So for people to say he's a coward and selfish,
exactly. You don't just wake up and think, you know what, I'm going to end it tonight. It doesn't work like that. It's a long road to get to that point.
The thing with depression is it's unrelenting, and it can sometimes feel like there's a black hole inside of yourself. And the worst thing is if you get into a loop of, the sadness comes from the idea of, why am I feeling like this? So if you feel like it, and then you think, why am I feeling like this? It kind of loops around, and you can't get out of it. And if it feels like there's no end to it, that if you've got nothing to look forward to and you've got no end to it, then it just kind of feels like, what is the point? Because if you're going to live and you're going to live like that, what is the point of living?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's kind of just getting through that.
There's many types of depression out there. You know, it's an illness. It's not, you know, people say to me, oh, depression is just an poor excuse for attention. It's not. I mean, my brother has had depression, and all of his friends fell out with him because they said, oh, it's attention seeking. It isn't.
Yeah.
And I want people to understand that depression is an illness, and depression should be treated like cancer is.
It's similar to like you know, when
it needs to be attended to, and it needs to be properly seen, not giving them, you know.
It's like when a child has ADHD and people say, oh, it's just too energetic, he's just having fun, it's just a child, and it's like people don't understand that's still, you know, it's a mental problem that has to be dealt with. And I think that there is a lot of people that will just try and push it aside and think, oh, you know, but I think in general progress is being made, and I think if anything positive can come out of Robin Williams' death is that it will try and promote an understanding of what depression really is, and just to try.
Yeah, because it was so high profile. So.
I mean, you know, a lot of people love Disney and love the Aladdin and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of kids that, you know, are upset about his death as well. So hopefully that they can be educated about what depression is, and just, you know, try and get an understanding. So if ever when they're growing up, or even if they feel it now, that they know that they're not alone and there is help.
Yeah, there is a depression epidemic, I know, in the UK.
Yeah,
Not sure about America, but I know the UK's, especially youth, there's got such an epidemic of depression in them. And I think the government, so right now the government's method is to spend lots of money into a therapy that is proven to not be effective in the long term. So hopefully that gets changed, because right now what is in place is pretty poor. It just makes the government look good, really, like they're dealing with it, even when they're not.
I mean, I'd like to see, I mean, you know, kids as young as 5 years old use Facebook now. You know, it's only designed for 13 years and up. That's what Facebook's designed for. But I kind of think, like, look, if kids are going to use it anyway, can't Facebook design a mini Facebook for younger than 13? So, like, you have a lot less sharing ability and more privacy, and it has to be run by their parent, who can log into their account to see what's going on and to moderate it. Because currently, the way Facebook stands, it's not easily moderated. If you, all the child's got to do is change the password, and that's it.
No one would use it.
It's a lot of effort for. Do you know what I mean?
But it's like, if kids are going to want to use Facebook, or if they're going to want to talk to each other like that,
just
then at least
Facebook
make
anyway,
something available to them. It's like having, you know, you have
kids would use it anyway, Matt. They'd ignore the kid Facebook because it sounds too oppressed by their parents, and they just go on the normal one.
To actually have something in place rather than not having something in place.
Yeah, but it's a huge amount of money for something that people aren't going to use.
It is. But you know, it's like having, you know, youth centres for kids to go to. You know, if that wasn't there, you know, they would be on the streets anyway. I know there's, you know, there's a lot of kids on the streets messing about, causing trouble. But at least with those youth centres there, at least it's taken a little group away from that and actually letting them do something. So I suppose, you know, some people would use it, some people wouldn't. But if it's helping a few people out, then it's got to be worth it, surely.
Yeah, true.
I mean, kids are just. I mean, you know, I'm a dad, and when my little girl grows up, I want her to be safe. I want her not to hang around on the streets like I did, and her mum and all that stuff. And I see where you're coming from with the kid Facebook thing, and I think it's a good idea, because, you know, Facebook, the Facebook that we use, I doubt it there will be Facebook when she gets to my age or our age, whatever. But the Facebook what we use, it's easy to get access of. I mean, yeah, you may not be able to look through every single picture they got, but at least you got a picture, at least you know their Facebook. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And to have like a kid Facebook, then call it Kiddie Book or something like that. That sounds wrong.
It is kind of controversial, and yet, you know, you're going to attract all kinds of people. But I don't know. Facebook it can be a very, very dangerous place. I mean, you can
People
only
need to moderate their children better. It's
you only have to put
difficult.
one word wrong in a status for people to go mental at you. You know, it can be a very dangerous place. And you know, I mean, I've seen some videos posted on
Sometimes
Facebook
just an
that make me
apostrophe
sick.
wrong.
You know, I mean,
Damn those
Facebook's designed for 13 years and up, so everything on Facebook has to be suitable for a 13-year-old child. So it's sort of, the things I've seen on there are certainly not suitable for 13-year-olds. So it kind of means to me that
I've seen some,
it's not the place for a 13-year-old.
13-year-olds are a lot more mature these days. If a 13-year-old has access to Facebook, it's assumable they have access to the rest of the internet, and by that point they have access to anything they want to see. Kids are curious, kids are going to find things out, and they're going to know a lot more at a younger age. I knew a lot when I was 11, just because of the internet.
Yeah.
The thing about parental control is it's a hard decision between wanting to make sure that your child doesn't have like a shit phone or whatever, but also the thing is about a phone is it's got internet and you can't stop that.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't want them to be left out, but you don't want to make sure that you're
harder to parent a child these days. I mean, I don't know, I don't have a child, but I'm assuming with all the different social networks that are available now, the internet is accessible. Can't get my words out. Accessible everywhere right now. You know, it is extremely difficult to censor things for children these days, and it's kind of a tough one, really. You know, how do you go about doing it? But it's certainly an interesting topic. Because
the internet is a dangerous place. I can't remember who said it now. It was a dangerous place, but somebody said it's a dangerous place. Mm-hmm. I'm dreading it when my daughter grows up and she gets onto the internet, because obviously that's going to be like 15 years later. Things are going to be more improved.
Gosh, I think I'll just have cats instead. No children for me.
Yeah, no, I took a test. How many children are you supposed to have? And I got cats. I was like, thanks. But it's true, right?
Far safer.
Mm-hmm. Cats are clever. I don't want my cat going on any kitty porn websites. It was too inappropriate. I'd have to have a good
Those
talk.
Curious kitties.
Kitty control.
Oh, guys, I've just seen a really cool story, just to move on from the slightly heavier subjects. This is the title. Police officer loses dance-off against children. The best video I've ever seen.
How?
It's in Kansas, and the video shows the officer mimicking John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Ooh,
not very well, though, because he loses.
Oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my god.
Well, okay.
I just saw a picture of a knitted, it's like, you see a knitted packet of crisps. It says, little knitted pigeon enjoying some crisps on the pavement. And then the response to that is, I thought that only the bag of chips was knitted, so I was like, laughed my ass off, idiot bird got owned, and then I saw the bird was knitted as well, and I realised that I was idiot bird getting owned, and I was the same. I thought the bird was real, trying to eat knitted crisps.
Oh, I've just seen that post.
Yep.
Oh, Tumblr. Oh, Tumblr.
I can't deal with all these Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
No.
I stick to one.
You would love Tumblr.
I tried to stick to. I mean, Facebook. I tried to stick to that. Anything else, I'm just like, oh god, I can't keep up.
I'm the same as you. I hate Twitter. I hate Instagram. I even hate Snapchat. Snapchat just gets under my skin. It's so irritating. I'm sick of seeing girls post snap me with a duck face with their tits out. It really irritates me at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, because my phone makes that whistling noise, and I hear that and I'm like, oh, somebody wants me. As an emergency, I go on its Snapchat, and it's this girl called friggin' Jenny saying, hi, is anybody awake with their boobs out at 4 o'clock in the morning? And my questions are,
but
one, what are you doing up this late? 2, why have you got your tits out this late? 3, why have you got tons of makeup at 4 o'clock in the morning? It's like, are you such an idiot?
No boobs after 9 p.m.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I
and then when you Snapchat back, you know, you think, oh, Snapchat, right? Yeah, pictures sending to each other. So I sent this girl a Snapchat of my face saying hi. And then she sent me a Snapchat of her ceiling, and then it was pitch black. So I was having a conversation with this girl I never met before. I don't know who she was. She just randomly added me. So for all I know, it could have been a guy. She's taking a picture of the ceiling. It's fucking media these days, does mine.
I love how easily confused you got by the picture of the ceiling. Oh god, a picture of the ceiling. I'm
What
out.
does it
I'm out.
mean?
Just seen.
I mean, I had when I was at school. When I was at school, I was in year 11, and there was a girl who was in year 8. And then when I left school, because you know what girls are like these days, they're not getting their boobs out and everything. I added on Snapchat, and she was wearing a skirt which goes up to the crack of her bum. Her t-shirt was like showing, and I was just like, you know, you're like 11 years old and you're doing this.
That's the problem I have. It's like, when are parents gonna be parents? It's like, if I had a daughter, I would never ever let her go out wearing skimpy little dresses and stuff like that. You know, dress appropriately, because you're not a tart, so don't act like one.
It's hard right now, because you get like young girls and stuff at school, like proper, you know, tightening up the uniform or whatever, and going out wearing, you know, bearing midriffs and butt cheeks and whatever. And I'm like, how you're about 14, I'm 18, and I'm sat at home in my pajamas with like my hair all over my face or whatever. Like, why do that? Just stay in and watch TV.
I think it's though, even if parents monitor it, like with media exposure and everything, it's shoved in these kids' faces that this is what is our society, is sex and skimpy outfits and that kind of thing.
000
And
waist.
that's what fuels this. It doesn't matter how much you shield your child, there's always going to be some kind of external influence creating this concept of this is beauty and this is what you should be, this is what you should look like, this is how you should act.
I mean, when I was 11, I wasn't getting, you know, I wasn't getting a stiffy looking at a girl because she had her boobs out. I found girls attractive when they was climbing trees and
escalated so quickly.
I was like, oh, she's better than me. I want her as my girlfriend for the day. You know, she's 11, she's got her boobs out. I'm 11 too. I'll give me a little wanger out. You know what I mean? I wasn't.
Yeah. The thing
days need back around the heads.
Yeah.
And slang as well. Slang, going into kids again. Slang, you know, all this in it blood. You know what I'm saying? Fanting it and all this stuff. People say to me, you know, English isn't. You know, there isn't an English accent anymore. You know, because kids these days are now talking all in tech slang, like, and all this stuff, and that's another thing that gets
It's
on
not
my
every generation though. It's something you grow out of.
I think kids are using that, you know, what you up to, and they're just getting rid of all, you know, all the vowels out of them and stuff, and it's like, you know, I've seen some pictures on Facebook where kids have put their answers down on certain tests and stuff, you know, all funny and stuff, and like, their language is using the same as what they would on a text message. So it's like, it's kind of uneducating the kids, you know, by using that text slang. You know, they don't understand how to actually spell anymore, which is worrying, really.
It's all right, I guess, like slang, you know, so if you're using it in moderation for like younger people. But I've got like people messaging me now, like, what are you up to, like, you know, WUU2.
Yeah.
In it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, seriously, stop it. I'm trying to watch the World Cup. Go away. You know, only
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's just when I'm going in the street and I'm walking past Tesco's and you see a group of kids with hoodies smoking a cigarette and they're going famting and blood and...
You have a real thing against famting.
I know. This is like British ghetto right now, isn't it?
It's like, just say, yeah, mate, you're right, mate, you're right, son, you're right.
You just sound cockney now.
It's kind of chavvy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's obviously, well, I take it as me from Birmingham, we have our own slang like the cockneys do, and
yeah. I mean, I
like
like everybody
say
having that
bang,
uniqueness. I love going to a new place and just learning how they say certain things. It's just so interesting. Like, for instance, if you've got someone on the back of your bike, you know, where I've been to different regions who have different names for that. When I grew up near London, it was called a baccy. You would give someone a baccy, like, that's just what it was called. And when I moved up north,
called here.
When I moved up north, they called it a pag, and when I went to another place, they called it a crogger. And it was all these different names, and learning all these different names that they use. It's just so interesting, and I like that uniqueness that some people have.
Yeah, dialect and idiolect and stuff like that is really cool areas. But like the one thing I hate the most, because I'm in Yorkshire now, obviously, and is like the bloody stereotype of "hey up, chuck,"
Yep.
you know, what you doing?
Hey up,
duck. I mean, it's like
I live in Yorkshire, and it's like people in Yorkshire. I mean, I don't really have a Yorkshire accent. Mine's kind of like southern / northern / something else. I don't know. And yeah, it's like whenever you tell someone from Yorkshire, like, "Hey up,"
yeah.
Like, no, I don't sound anything like that.
Like, you call me last one more time, I'm gonna hit you.
I mean, I was at school one day because I got back from Birmingham because I visited family over there, and I got suspended for 3 days because I said, "Are you right, cock?" to another girl, or to the teacher, sorry. And obviously she didn't understand that where I was from, that cock means...
Yeah, I mean, my nan
it's
says
love
duck.
in Birmingham.
Yeah, my nan says duck.
Like,
you're right, duck. It's just,
yeah,
it's just,
like,
yeah.
I'll
It's innocent language, isn't it?
My girlfriend, you're right, cock. And my nan will say it to my granddad, and my granddad will say it to my nan, and my dad will say it to, well, his new missus now, and then my mum would say it to me, and it's like I'd call my girlfriend Bab, or I'd call girls Bab, because it's short for babe or baby, whatever. And
my
I just want to know what your pet name is, Daniel.
My dad is from Scotland, and he calls, it's like, I don't know, it's a Scottish thing to call like girls like Fanny, like that, because obviously it's a name as well. But like I get called, one of my like family nicknames from Scotland is Fanny Fanaka Pants, right? And
I like that. That should be your ASMR name.
It's just been like a thing I've grown up with, and of course we've moved down into into England and Yorkshire and whatever. And he calls it me in front of my friends, and my friends are like, like,
your face
why
just
is
goes
your
red.
dad calling you that? I'm like, what's wrong with Fanny Fanaka Pants? Jesus. I'm gonna change my name. Oh dear.
That should be on your Facebook name.
I think it should.
Add me on Facebook. My name is Fanny Fanaka.
Well, if you do have to change your name to what we was talking about earlier, it should definitely be that.
Oh my god, I will.
Yeah, if you go to a job interview, so what's your full name? Fanny Fanaka Pack.
Yeah, please hire me.
Or you go to the doctors, Miss Fanny Fanaka Pack. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And they like flash up on the top there, like Mrs. Fanaka Pack.
Right, so I think we're gonna move on now.
No, what name would you pick for your if you had to rename yourself on Facebook?
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
I'd be Crap Bag. First name Crap, last name Bag.
Oh, friends.
I think we're gonna bring it back to ASMR now.
I digress.
What would your name be?
So, the one question that you always get asked. Now, if you've ever done a Q&A or anything like that, there's always that one question. What got you into ASMR?
Sex.
Everybody gets asked a question. So, I
don't actually experience ASMR. I watch it for fetish reasons. Joking.
So I think what we'll do is we'll go around and ask each of us what got us into ASMR. So yeah, start with Aden, I think. Fire away.
Why did you have to say me? I've got my mouth full of food. I was like shoveling pie into my mouth, and you're like, Aden. I'm like, no.
Well, we can come back to you.
Right,
Noots, what got you into ASMR?
Are you asking me?
We'll come back to you afterwards.
But I'm done now.
Okay, by all means, carry on.
So, right, are you asking me what got into ASMR?
So, yeah, on the last two questions, what got you into ASMR and what keeps you at ASMR?
Oh, God. Right, well, what got me into ASMR was I started watching, I started searching for relaxation videos on YouTube. So I knew I got ASMR, I didn't really know what...
Wait, hang on.
What's that?
Daniel, what was that?
I'm so sorry.
What was it?
I just heard this noise, and the Skype just went a little bit blue on his display picture to say.
What was that?
I'm definitely keeping that in. Matt, do not edit those bit out, please.
Need to go to the toilet.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, come back to me because I'm going to be laughing for like 50.
I'll tell you what, if you could smell this on Skype, guys, you would no longer be living.
Okay, I think we're gonna bring it back now. Oh man. Well, the two viewers that we have left watching this. Should we carry on? Aden, are you okay to carry on?
I've got my favourite
Okay. Okay.
Okay, right. Back to Noots. Okay. Okay, I got into ASMR because I searched meditation videos. I had this app that I downloaded. It's like a man, and it was like binaural, and I was like, oh, that's good. So I'll try meditation, and then I found what's she called? She's the lady that does all those massages. Lolita. Oh, Lita.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, Lisa.
Like her voice is just amazing, and then from there it sent me on to Lilium.
Okay.
And what keeps me in it is just I like going to sleep to it. I actually can't go to sleep unless I have ASMR now, which is a bit annoying when I don't have Wi-Fi.
Become like a habit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is like an addiction. I sit there lying, looking at the ceiling, thinking.
Hello?
Oh, I thought we just lost her.
I thought it was me. Okay, right, I'm going to do my best to fill in for her. I sit there looking at the ceiling like, this is fantastic. Right, so now on to Aden. Thank you for that, Paisley. That was fantastic. Right. So, what got me into ASMR was just searching for relaxation videos on YouTube. I think, obviously, I knew I had ASMR because I used to watch films. I used to get it from certain situations in films and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I searched for relaxation videos. That's kind of how it started. You know, it was like, imagine a beautiful white ball of light just traveling down your body, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that moved on to the whisper community, which was at the time, there wasn't really an ASMR community as such. It was still whisper chills.
Okay.
Like, that's what everyone called it. They didn't really know what it was, or like we still don't, but you know, we didn't have a proper name for it, and there wasn't classification. And obviously, it just kind of developed from there. There was the Whispering Voice, and a few others whose names I can't quite remember, and of course, Gentle Whispering. And I think I first saw ASMR as a tag on Gentle Whispering's videos, like some of her. I guess it's not really later anymore, but some of her later videos at the time. And also sound sculptures, you know, they started labeling their stuff as ASMR. You know, they didn't do any whispering, they just did sounds of objects and things like that. And I just thought, right, what's this about then? And it was kind of like going down the rabbit hole, I think, like in Alice in Wonderland. You don't think how you're going to get back out of it. But now, like Paisley said, I can't go to sleep without watching a video.
Yeah.
I just don't know why.
Can we try and get her back? Is she gone or?
Her dad turned off the internet.
Okay. So, I suppose, Daniel, what is it that gets you watching ASMR, I suppose?
What makes me watch it, or what got me into it?
Well, I suppose both, really.
Well, you got me into ASMR.
I will take that.
Hey, Builder fan, watch my video. Go on then. Make sure because you said make sure you like it. I was like, okay. No, I'm joking. No, I don't know. You because we was on GTA, weren't we, with Lindsay, and you was telling me all about it, and I was like, okay.
Because at first I think you thought, what is this? It sounds kind of weird, wasn't you? And I think but the thing that I liked about that, you actually gave it a chance, and that's what some people don't do. Like you tell them about, oh, this ASMR is this and that, and then think, oh, that's just weird, and then carry on with the day. I think what I liked about you is that you actually gave it a chance, and you actually watched some of the videos, and then once I think you watched mine and Lindsay's at the time, Euphoric Whispers, and then you kind of thought, oh, and you sort of see a suggested video, and I remember you saying that you clicked on that and you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I do scroll through loads of people's channels and have a look at their videos, but only certain, watch certain ones, and I don't watch them when I go to bed or when I go to sleep. I just watch them in the day.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
just to
It's like most
Chill.
people normally have that, like, some people watch like every ASMR artist they possibly can, and there's some people who just watch like the odd couple, or 2 or 3, or maybe just the one. I suppose everybody has that one particular person that just does magical things for them, and people watch it for different reasons. Some people watch it to relax at night time. Some people just watch it in the daytime. I don't know if it's the same for you, but sometimes they just feel stressed.
I have.
And they just
I
want
have an
to...
urgent message.
Okay.
Paisley had to leave suddenly to protect her village from invading ninja pirates.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, wish her good luck, won't you?
Yeah, will do.
Well, I suppose I'll answer it as well. So basically, what got me into ASMR? Now, when I was younger, probably going back about 5 years, 5, 6, maybe probably even 7 years, to be honest. My brother showed me this video, and it was you're probably familiar with it. It was the virtual haircut video. Now, I know that's one video. It just went absolutely viral. Everyone watched it. It was the first time I've ever experienced binaural, and it was just such an intense. It was wow. And I think everybody who watched that first got tingles straight away. Well, I suppose not everybody, but it was just one of these, what is this new, incredible thing? It's like he's really there. I can remember actually when I was watching it, and when it got to the point where the guy whispers in your ear right at the end, my brother actually...
You legitimately think that someone's there,
yeah,
don't you?
My
think that
brother
someone's
actually
messing
sort of
with
tapped
you?
my shoulder, and it made me jump. And it was a few years ago where I actually was trying to look for that video again to try and listen, because...
with the guy, is that the Italian guy?
Luigi.
Yeah, it's like Manuel.
Yeah.
I give you a haircut. I'm not going to do accents because I'm really terrible at them. But yeah, and I was basically trying to find that video again, and I eventually found it. And then after that one, I wanted more, so I started searching for a binaural 3D sound, stuff like that. And then obviously I fell on ASMR, and I was listening to this, and I thought, this is just awesome. And then I found myself watching more and more and more of them. And then until the point where I just got addicted to it, like you were saying earlier. So, and obviously finding the tag ASMR, you then start searching ASMR. And then when you realise this is actually helping me sleep, it's relaxing me, I have a stressful day, whatnot. It's just whatever this is, it's working. And of course, I wanted to do some research on it, so I did some research to try and find out what it was. There's not really much available to really find out what it is. It's more of a feeling and an experience more than anything that can be explained. But yeah, and I kind of watched it for a couple of years. I think one of my first person who I subscribed to actually was Charlie the Lyrical Whispers. And of course Heather Feather. Incredible, so creative, so talented, that girl. Really is an incredible artist. And I kind of felt like I got to the point, I want to make this, I want this to be able to give back to these people, who's helped me out all these years. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I did, and I'm so glad I did. And, a year ago this month, actually, I started. Such incredible support. People have just accepted me so welcomely, which I'm so, so happy about. And what keeps me at ASMR is just that incredible support. The community, sometimes you do get little glitches in it, like what's going on now with the hacking and stuff. But overall, most people in general are just incredible, so supportive, so kind, and that's what really keeps me in it. So yeah, I think it's an incredible experience and amazing to be a part of.
It really is great.
Yeah, so I think that would probably be a nice finish to this first ever podcast. I mean, I kind of wanted to do something where every week we'll get different people involved. We'll probably have a few regulars. We'll try and get different perspective from different people. We'll try and get some other ASMRtists in. And obviously, even if you don't make videos, if you want to be a part of the podcast, you want to, you like discussions and stuff like that, then of course, send a comment on Facebook or down below in the YouTube comments and let us know. And we'll be in touch if that's something that you want to do. So yeah. I hope that you enjoy this podcast, and if you do want more, of course, let me know. And if there's anybody you want to get involved on this, yeah, just send down your requests or whatnot, and we'll try our best. But yeah, I want to thank Aden for being involved. Obviously, I want to thank Newt
Thank you.
and Daniel. I think it's been great. So on behalf on behalf of Newt, I'm sure she would say goodbye. And
Goodbye, I'm Newt. No, that's terrible.
and yeah, I guess we'll finish up there. So thanks everybody for listening. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Breasts.
Thanks.